Thank you, Senator Hassan.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair and Ranking Member Wyden, for this hearing. Welcome, Mr. Long. Just on that issue of IT modernization, you know, the IRS has a long-term IT modernization plan. There is some congressional funding available to help push it forward, and I hope you will look at that plan, because I think we need to implement it much more rapidly than they are, but there is a plan in place, and I just wanted to make you aware of that. Mr. Long, if you're directed by the president to take an action that would violate the law, would you follow the president's directive or follow the law?
I didn't catch the first of it, but follow the law, definitely.
Thank you for being clear on that. I also want to understand how you would improve taxpayer service for Granite Staters if you are confirmed to lead the IRS. My constituents continue to face many unacceptable issues in dealing with the IRS, including significant delays in receiving their refunds and having their tax returns processed. If confirmed, how will you speed up delivery of tax refunds?
I mentioned in my opening that I think in your office too, I saw a lot of it, and thank you, because a lot of you took time to visit with me in your office, but I think that we have to listen to the people in these regional offices. Charles Rossetti, who I kind of want to pattern myself after, was big on getting out to these offices. Every time I'm in D.C., every day I'm in D.C., I'm going to be there 90 minutes early to listen to the people and decide how we can. The only two people I don't care about, Billy Long is not important today. Billy Long's not in this equation. What I care about is the taxpayer partners that I will have if I'm confirmed at the IRS, and the taxpayers. And I mentioned that I don't want either one of those to be afraid of the other one to come in and to work with.
I understand that, but look, I asked you a very specific question.
I'm sorry,
about how you will speed up delivery of tax funds, and there weren't any specifics in your answer. While Granite Staters have struggled with delays receiving their refunds, the administration has cut the number of employees in the New Hampshire office of the Taxpayer Advocate Service, which helps taxpayers who are struggling with the IRS. This has significantly increased wait times for tax assistance. So since the administration has come in, since the administration has cut that number of critical employees who help taxpayers navigate the IRS, in New Hampshire, the wait times are worse. So if you're confirmed, will you commit to reversing the cuts to the New Hampshire office of the Taxpayer Advocate Service, cuts which have increased wait times for Granite Staters who need assistance?
I'm loyal to a fault, and I'm going to be loyal to the taxpayer partners and to the employee partners and to the taxpayers. So if it's within my power, I'm going to advocate for those people, just like if it's my family.
Right, but some of these people have already been cut, they've been let go, and it has meant that the customer service at the IRS in New Hampshire is worse today than it was several months ago.
I don't think having worse customer service is acceptable.
No, it's not, and it takes people to provide customer service. And so, especially nuanced customer service, we spend a lot of time in my office. We have a constituent service unit, and we spend a lot of time on a variety of issues, and I can tell you that we are getting more and more calls from taxpayers who can't get an answer from the IRS, can't get somebody on the phone in the IRS, and are seeing significant delays in getting their refunds. Now, I want to turn to another question. I'd like to follow up on my colleagues' questions related to how this year you used new funds donated to your defunct Senate campaign to repay yourself for a personal loan. Around the time of your nomination to this position, you took in $165,000 in donations to your 2022 campaign fund, and then used these funds to pay yourself $130,000 to retire the remaining balance of a loan that you had made to your campaign. Meanwhile, you only had received about $36,000 in donations in the prior 2 years. These donations, which benefited your personal finances, seem to have been motivated by your nomination to lead the Internal Revenue Service. Did you at any time make your donors aware of your plans to use their donations to pay back a personal loan that you made to your campaign? Or do you have any knowledge that your donors were aware that you intended to use their donations to repay a personal loan?
Everything I think you know exactly how campaign debt is handled, and everything that I did was compliant with the federal
But that, of course, is not what I'm asking you, sir. This is a real question about whether people made donations to your personal financial benefit after you became the nominee because they were hoping that they'd have more influence with you as that leader of IRS. And that's what's at issue here. That goes to the questions that Senator Cortez Masto was asking about your conflicts of interest, and the ranking member were as well.
Everything that I signed with OGE, with the career employees over there, dictates whether I can have anything to do with anyone like that. So
I appreciate that, but I wish I were getting a more direct answer, and I hope very much you'll restore those positions in New Hampshire. Thank you.